The votes are in, it's time to see what this town is meant to be. Together strong we'll cast our say, build tomorrow from today. Side by side we make the call, every voice it counts them all. A team of hearts with plans to share, for every soul we're standing there. It's in the ballot, it's in our hands. Together we rise and take a stand. For every dream, for every need, community spirit is our creed. The vote is here to pave the way, working hard both night and day, delivering hope, delivering dreams. We are the ones who fuel the streams.
You're welcome to It's in the Ballot for the Paekākāriki Community Board show, and I'm Nick Hollander, your host, and with me I have Melissa
Melissa Bryant, yeah.
Melissa Bryant. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get on with the credits. Oh, and listen to that. Amazing audience again. All right. So welcome back. And we're going to start off with an opening statement. We're in a bit more intimate setting because it's weird me sitting behind the desk and having you in the crosshairs. So we're going to do it this way. All right. You got 1 minute for an opening statement, give or take.
Tēnā koe, tēnā tātou. Thanks so much for organising this and for inviting us, community board candidates for Paekākāriki. Unfortunately, I'm the only one that can make it today, as you know. But I do bring the good wishes of the others with me. My name is Melissa. I'm Pākehā. I grew up in the south and I've lived in Paekākāriki for about 7 years now. I work as a translator of Te Reo Māori. Before that, I worked in libraries, archives, museums, and before that, I was a speech language therapist in the public hospital. Yeah, so supporting folks who've had brain injuries, cancer, strokes, and so on to communicate or eat and drink safely. Yeah, I was asked to consider standing as a community board candidate. I think partly because I've shown an interest in the community board over the last few years and attended meetings, and also just because, like so many other people in Paekākāriki, you know, there are so many people active there doing different things and chipping in with different kinds of mahi. So, you know, folks will often know me because we've either been planting trees up at Whareroa together or weeding the replantings in Waikakariki stream together with Ngā Uruora, or running the cake stall for the school plant, school plant fair, or helping out with the Pride Festival, or all those other amazing things that happen in Paekākāriki. And but now we have 5 candidates for only 4 places, which is a really exciting position to be in. And we're all pretty friendly. We're not really competing against each other. We just want everyone to turn out and vote. Make sure you vote yes to keep Māori wards, please. It's really important to have that representation. So important to have that representation. Just one seat on out of all 12 seats in the council to make sure that Māori have that voice at the table. Yeah. Surely that's over a minute.
Yeah, no. Hey, you have done great. You are a good speaker. All right.
Thank you.
So next up, I'm going to choose questions, and you're going to answer them, if you would. That's not an order. You do have an option. So, all right, we're going to start off with our first question. What will be your preference for new street names to be based on the Paekākāriki community board area? For example, former mayor names, names gifted from local iwi.
Right, that's a really interesting question, and I wonder if you I wondered when I saw it yesterday whether you chose it because you're aware of the conversation that's been going on in recent years about.
I'm not, but I'd love to hear.
All right.
If we have time.
That
sounds like a yes.
I guess that the 1 minute answer is that there has been a conversation going on in the community over, hasn't there, in recent years about that very issue. And what's really important for me is that any changes that have to do with mana whenua, that the decision is led by mana whenua. Yeah. If one of my family members' names was being put forward to be on something, I would really want that conversation to be.
Yeah, you have been spoken to. Yes. Yeah. No, that makes complete sense.
I would really want that. My family, in the first instance, to be the ones that made a call on that. There are a lot of demands on the time of the folk who are holding down the ahika, who are maintaining the presence of mana whenua in Paekākāriki, and so things. It's really important that things happen at a time that's appropriate for them, and that the priority sometimes it's important that their priorities are listened to because they have they have a lot of things on their plate.
Yeah, and it's sort of a different context and viewpoint from the other members of the community.
And it's possible for that to happen. Yeah. Something like a street name can be really visible.
Yeah.
But sometimes when people, because of pressure on housing,
Yep.
pressure on property prices, land that has been taken historically over time, when people are struggling for even their whānau to be able to stay in the town,
that takes
come
precedence.
Back to the town. That can need to take precedence sometimes.
If you don't have a roof over your head, the name of the street can.
Sometimes it's not the first thing that. Yeah, exactly.
No, well said. All right. Oh, sorry.
And it is a tight community. It is a small community. Everyone knows. Everyone knows each other, everyone lives together, and works together and plays together. And when you need support to make change, and you've become a minority in a place, right, because of some of those historical issues and current issues, then sometimes you need to pick your battles. Not the battle is really the word, but you need to. because
decide your priorities.
decide your priorities.
Yep.
Exactly is what
Yep.
I'm trying to say. So if people say, actually, we really need our neighbours' support for,
Yep.
for getting our
Yes.
nana's house back, for example.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's
Yeah. So we really don't want to. We really don't want to stress anyone out about
yeah.
about that street name
Yes.
right now. Yeah.
No, that
For
very
example.
very fair call.
For
Very
example.
fair call.
Yeah.
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 All right.
That's my preference. Listen.
Yes. No.
Listen
no.
before we push.
Yep. No, and that's something that the narrative has been more if Mana Whenua want to engage as opposed to we'll engage with them. It's not something to be forced upon.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Next question. How would you stand up for your community interests if it differs from your own?
Right. That's a great question, and it would really depend on the case. Yeah, there are some issues where a person just has to abide by what they believe is right.
Yep.
What I'm always doing though, in the different spheres in which I work and always have done in my different careers, and the things that I do that aren't for money too, is I'm always interested in sharing information, and I don't want to be the only one. I never want to be a bottleneck in a process.
Yep.
I don't want to be the only one that knows how to do something. I want everyone to participate in democracy.
Yep.
I want everyone to participate in communicating between different organisations within our community, in this case the council, because things don't have to go through the community board.
Yep.
As research librarians, as speech language therapists, one of the things that we often say is we want to do ourselves out of a job.
Yes.
Yeah, which means we
if you
want
do your
whānau
job
to know
so
how to do their own
well.
research. We want whānau to know how to do their own.
Yep.
Their own therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a big thing is learning how to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was the best thing I ever learned. All right, next question. How will you stand up for the community at the council table? Sorry, we're going to go to another one. Okay. No. How will you stand up for the community at the council table on issues where council is not in support of them?
Again, that will depend, and being I often find that when the relationships are strong, a lot can be achieved.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would be if I were to be elected onto the community board, I would be not only one of the newest in town on that community board, but also one who, unlike Kelsey, who was a community board member and chair in the last term, or Tina, who's been on the community board in the past, I would be new to that. So I know that I have a lot to learn about where the levers are, where the connections are, what the processes are, who can be talked to, to have those conversations. One of the things that I found when out in the community talking with folks about keeping Māori seats, keeping our Māori ward and Māori constituency seats, is that there, oftentimes when you have conversations with people, misunderstandings or worries can actually be ironed out. When everyone understands each other, often people find that they are on the same page.
There's more common ground
than
than people think.
There's often more common ground than people think. So, not always.
no, but
yeah.
At least sometimes.
At least sometimes.
And that's something. That's the start.
So conversations.
Yep. How willing are you? How willing are you to work with local hapu and iwi at a community board level?
Oh, very.
I almost didn't need to ask, but at the same time, out of respect, I should.
Yeah, no, that's really important.
Yep.
It's so important. And mana whenua and Paekākāriki have been so active in the community, so supportive of the different kaupapa that take place on their land. It's really amazing. There's so much grace and so much generosity, especially considering all the pressures that they've been under over generations. I've been very fortunate to study at Te Wānanga o Aotearoa and to work at Te Wānanga o Aotearoa in Purirua, and to study at Te Wānanga o Raikawa in Otaki.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So between teachers, colleagues, fellow students, relations, friends, neighbours, I'm really fortunate that I know some different people.
You're building that network.
Local hapu, local iwi.
Yeah.
And so hopefully because those relationships are there, that will also facilitate.
Yeah. That will be a boon for you.
I hope so.
And the community.
Yeah,
hopefully.
and all of the community board candidates who are standing are in agreement that this is really important.
Yeah, and I've seen community boards that work really well together, and they can be a really important tool, for lack of a better word. Conduit. Thank you very much.
Connection.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'd also like to mention that Himiona Grace, who's one of the candidates, is from local hapu and iwi. And Kelsey's partner and baby are from local hapu and iwi. So please vote for Kelsey and Himiona and a couple of the rest of us. We all caught up the other night. It's okay, I can say this. Vote for Kelsey, vote for Himiona, and vote for a couple of the rest of us, and vote yes to keep Māori wards. That's the message I'm bringing here tonight from everybody.
Not a bad message. What community project would you be happy to support for community board council grants?
Oh, yeah. It's a really nice question because Paekākāriki is so active and there are so many different kaupapa that go on in our town and around our town. Turning up to the different community board meetings over the last few years, it's really neat to see people come along and bring all their different projects and receive so much positive feedback as well as financial support. That's part of what interested me in agreeing to stand, actually, because
community support.
Yeah, well, and like you said, learning to learn. It's one of the. For me, it's been a really nice way to learn about all the different things that go on in our community. Just some of the things that I've seen recently come through: the famous bike library, the famous Pride Parade, the different ecological projects that go on, ngā urora, whareroa, the different projects that go on in Queen Elizabeth Park, the community garden.
I'm a fan of community gardens.
And the outdoor Shakespeare, the community Shakespeare that gets put on.
People that say there aren't things to do aren't looking very hard at all.
Or living in Paekākāriki.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. That's scratching the surface.
Thank you.
And I know that there are frameworks about where the limits are to what the community board can agree to and what they can't agree to. So I know that they don't, they're not able to support businesses and so on, for example. And so I know that even though I would be new, I would be kept safe by those clear guidelines. Yeah, and apart from that, yay.
I like that. I like that.
Mm.
All right. What factors currently support community gardens in your area, and what actions could be taken to improve, create, or educate the community about them?
Oh, yeah, nice riff on what's on the screen there.
I love community gardens.
Yeah, I'm picking that up.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with the Paekākāriki Organic Community?
No, Brooklyn is my jam.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice. I used to have a plot up in the
Oh,
Tanya apartment. So anyway.
Sorry, yeah, back to yep.
Anyway, that was when I lived in the Aro Valley.
We'll talk.
Yeah, what factors currently support community gardens in our area? The people of Paekākāriki, there are so many keen gardeners, really keen to share resources, knowledge. When I was new, there was so much generosity given to me, including people from people like Tina, to get me started. And coming from the South Island and never having gardened on a sand dune on the side of Raukawa Cook's Drain, with all the weather that brings, right? Different, everything's different. So the people and the energy there are definitely one of the big factors. Not the soil quality or the weather.
No, so salts and plants don't always mix.
Yeah.
Certain plants, yeah.
Actions that could be taken to improve, create, and educate. There are ongoing discussions. I really wish Tina was here because I haven't been as active with the community garden in recent years as I used to be.
That's all right. That's right.
Yeah, but I know that the focus has moved more towards the orchard side of it.
Yep.
And so there's a longer term view there with those fruit trees growing up.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of awesome there's a lot of awesome mahi that still goes on, and for example, collecting all the green waste from town, people's kitchen scraps, and turning it into compost, and then returning it to people's home gardens. So I know that that's a really active thing that goes on year
projects
round.
that are
in terms of improving, creating, that's limited by space in Paekākāriki. We are encircled by the hills.
And then the beach on the
the other side, and there's a certain amount of land that's either controlled by Waka Kotahi or by the regional council.
So it's availability.
It's the uses of those lands are kind of set for now. But I know that there are groups like Tauhuru Mowai who came to talk to us about a really, for a lot of us, I think, really exciting community housing project. But and there's a communal garden being planned as part of that for the people that live in those which, in my experience, the closer the community garden is to the community, to your own home, the more likely you are to actually get round to your plant and look after it.
It's out your window.
It's out your window, and you can do that daily little weed.
Sam, would you be able to quickly focus on our star here?
Oh, yeah. Phone's ringing. Where we get to? I feel like I'm...
Talking about the community garden, the co-op, the
funding. What actions could be taken to improve and educate? We used to find that when we were still doing a cakes and plants and veggies stall at the market at the famous Paekākāriki market every month. That was a great place to sort of communicate with people, because that market's so well attended, about what was going on. And that hasn't been happening. And I know that if I've lost track, if I've lost touch a little bit with what is happening, I won't be the only one. But sometimes things go through winter seasons and they're quiet. And so that's not a criticism of people that are active there at all.
It just
I'm
is
just,
what it is.
I'm just brainstorming here about
That's
what
all- yeah,
could be done. What
yeah.
could be done to educate?
Um,
I actually think no. As I'm struggling to answer this because I think a lot of great education does go on in Paekākāriki.
That's a good answer.
The school with their gardening education program is so active. The school plant sale every year is regionally famous. People come from miles around.
Yeah.
And that's twice a year now.
So it is happening at that level.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great education goes on, and a lot of different people sharing knowledge all the time in Paekākāriki.
That's what I like to hear.
Creating new ones, yeah, tricky one. Oh, that's right, that's where we were. Yep, Te Aku Mowai and the other crew is also Wainui Whenua. And that's a long-term project, but speaking of land that's currently controlled by Wakakotai.
Yeah, because that's
but-
restricted by what can be done with it. Yeah,
But so people are looking to the future, and they are looking to land that could have people on it and could have gardens on it.
Yeah,
could be restored ecologically as well. So there are things happening, and I know who to ask because I've seen them turn up at the community board meetings, for example. If we were wanting to say, hey, what do you need to help create your new garden, to help educate people about your kaupapa?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was such a long answer. These are not 1 minute answers. Like, you're not ringing the bell for me at all. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I am keeping a bit of an eye.
All right.
That's good.
But stop me if it's two.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to get a bit more assertive, not aggressive? No, that
Up to you.
no, sir. All right. Sorry, bad joke. What would your role entail in overseeing the planning, regulation, and implementation of traffic, parking, signage, and related policy changes, including community consultation processes?
Yeah, I found that question a really good one because there's I'm still getting my head around what is and isn't the community board's role in some of those issues. Having looked at some of the guidance that's available from crews like Local Government New Zealand, and advice that I've had from different friends that have either been councillors or been involved in these organisations in the past, it's not yet completely clear to me where the boundaries are. So that would be a learning process for me. But what I have seen done by the current community board crew, and I think done really well, but that's my bias because, of course, Paekākāriki, we're friends. Anyway,
you should think that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
No, I think they've done a pretty good job. Is I see lots of community consultation going on, and I see them doing things like putting up a table at that community market, going where the people are. Yeah. To do that consultation.
Because a lot of people won't engage unless they happen to run into you.
Oh, people are so busy.
Yeah.
People don't always have the
And
time
also,
to reach out or go to a separate.
A lot I feel don't won't take the time to access, even if they know. So being in public areas like that, being available, can be really, really beneficial.
Yeah, everyone's busy. Not everyone can do be across all the issues.
No, there's only one of us.
There's only one of each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and I have seen them actually, inviting guests from the council to those meetings, and I found that really valuable. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Do we do that here?
Good. Good to say. I did the Youth Conference Association as well. I can speak.
I'm learning.
As a treasurer.
Of the NRA?
Pleased to hear it.
Was it? Yeah, 8 years ago.
Oh, nice. That's commitment.
It's not just for me, it's to go out to the public. Yes. All right. So, following on
How
from that,
accessible, yeah.
yep. So, how accessible is the current community board, and what steps would you take to improve accessibility if needed? Yeah.
I mean, I've found them really approachable.
Yeah.
And I've found that the mood in the meetings and the way that they run is really positive and welcoming. It could be just me. I don't think I don't think it necessarily is, but I don't always hear about the upcoming meetings as early as I'd like. So more advance notice across more different channels would be valuable for me. I know that everyone's busy and you can miss a few panui and then suddenly you
Yep.
hear that it's in half an hour and you go, oh, you zoom around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there is potential. There are some potential opportunities there for the upcoming meetings to be promoted a bit earlier and across more different channels.
Increased awareness.
We've got a community notice board in the village, which is always chocker, but I don't feel like I've seen panui up there about it. We've got we've got several community Facebook groups that are really, really active. And I don't feel I often see the notice that,
because
things like that.
if I understand correctly, they are once every
Months.
6.
Oh.
No, not 6. Is it
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Right, good. At least I had the right number. Yep. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Come on, noise. Thank you, people.
And I mean, I do know that you can look on the council site and see the whole year's schedule.
Yes.
You have time to put them in your diary, but do you?
Good point.
Some
Good
years
point.
I do and some years I don't.
How can the community board contribute to civil defense and emergency management in our area?
That's a really big issue in our area.
Yeah.
Sitting on the edge of the ocean.
With the tsunami thing.
Yeah, tsunami or an earthquake or just anything, storm. There are really active crews in Paekākāriki that bring people together and plan these and plan and build resilience around that. In fact, just recently there was an event run by a particular crew of locals, and some friends and I were there. So I think the community board is only 4 people, and it's never going to be able to be all things to all people.
Yep.
And also, when people already have lots of experience and lots of energy and lots of relationships in place, there'd be no reason to bypass any of that, of course.
Yep.
So in the first instance, making sure that we're asking all these crews what they want to support them.
Going to the ones who are feet on the ground first.
Feet on the ground first.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. All right, and now, nope. Thank you. Other one. Sorry. Oh, we're getting there. Sam? Okay, all right. So, a Maori constituency for the Greater Wellington Regional Council, Te Upuko o Te Ika a Maui, is being established for the 2025 election alongside the, are we doing Kapiti Coast? Yeah. Kapiti Coast Maori Ward. How would you ensure meaningful collaboration with Mana Whenua and support Maori leadership in regional planning and service delivery? Sorry, reading sideways is hard.
It's hard, isn't it? You're doing well.
Yeah, thank you. I can read it backwards on the screen, but not that good.
Well, this ties back into our your earlier question. and it ties into me familiarising myself with the structures that and the connections that are currently in place as well. So for the district council, we have a brand new Māori ward to come into reality at this election. And for the regional council, we have a brand new Māori constituency to come into reality at this election. Both really exciting. And that's something that another thing that I'm still getting my head around is how the the different ways that the regional council and the district council dovetail together. Interact, yeah. Something that's so important for me when I'm new in an organisation or in a place, which I still am, is listening and learning about what the current relationships are before, you would never want to start trying to lay down the law about, this is how I think. I've got a great idea, until you
dynamic.
until you understand what's already in existence.
That sounds brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I love the fact that you've mentioned Māori leadership there, because I think that for me is the real ngako, the real centre of that whole question. For me, it would be about hearing from the incoming ward and constituency councillors, hopefully getting to know them when and as they've got time, or just listening to listening to them about what is useful for us as community board members to do in getting behind them and supporting what they're doing,
needs and
their
projects.
aspirations, their aspirations and their kaupapa.
Thank you.
I know that mana whenua is really broad for Greater Wellington, and it reaches right up to right up to Rangitane
it's very
and Kakungunu, as well as right down to Tātiawa, and everything in between. So understanding how that
works together,
how that all works together
will be interesting.
Will be really, really interesting.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, with that then, all 10, would you like to give us a 1-minute closing statement?
Thanks again for having me.
You're welcome.
It's really great what you're doing, giving everyone the opportunity to hear from all the different candidates right across the region. It's so valuable. And for the candidates to meet as well in these contexts and connect. The Paekākāriki is a really active town. It's small, but it's mighty. A lot goes on. And people are really energetic in communicating and in participating in many different ways, and in addressing many different issues.
Quite a strong community.
It's a strong community. It's a really cool community. I think it's going to be so important that there are all 4 of the people on that community board. I'm not here to say vote for me, but I am here to say please vote. Please tell, please encourage all your friends and whānau and workers and coffee group
everyone.
members and book club members and sports team members and everyone to vote. Have conversations about voting yes to keep our Māori wards. There are resources on this website actually, Embracing Te Tiriti Kapiti, about Embracing Te Tiriti Kapiti is a local crew of
Sorry, keep changing the camera.
of largely tauiwi, of largely non-Māori folk who live in Kapiti, and there are resources on that site if you want to understand more about how Māori wards and constituencies work in Kapiti, or if you know someone that has questions or worries.
That's
or,
where to point them.
Yeah, that's one place that you can point them to find out more, and there are links on there as well to find out even more. So do vote.
Can't
and
agree
vote
with
for
that
4
more.
of us.
Well said.
4 of the 5 of
Well
us.
said. Well, Melissa, it's been a pleasure meeting you and talking with you. And from It's in the Ballot, we will see you in about
15 minutes.
13 minutes.